and gentlemen, Gungans and droids across the galaxy, we got breaking news, and it's shocking news. Nobody saw this coming from a mile away. Garrett, put it on the screen for the masses. It seems like CG and their infinite wisdom has decided that the Executor needs a buff. This ship is already so dang good, it doesn't need to get any better. CG, stop. You don't need to create an invincible fleet. Moments ago, fresh off the Imperial press, we got news of the fact that the Executor is going to be getting some tweaks. They don't like where it's at. It's only been 1 day since the Executor's been in the game, and apparently it's not wrecking Peasants hard enough. Everyone, come on over. Let's take a look at what they have going on here. It's like we just made a video a couple hours ago showing some 7-star Executor. We also showed 4-star Executor gameplay a while ago. And this ship is already so dang good at offense. You're full autoing basically every fleet, climbing up. And on defense, yes, it's not invincible, but it's still decent. It's a decent fleet defense. Well, apparently CG is sticking to their guns, and they really want this ship to be unbeatable on defense, or at least an extremely hard uphill battle. And right now, this fleet's being countered by basically every type of fleet out there. And I guess CG can't have that. It begs the question. I mean, what happened between testing and release? It's only been literally 1 day. And I think there's a couple of implications we can pull out of this as well. So here we go. Minor update. And hey, on top of that, we got some updates on Commander Ahsoka Tano, how you can get more shards of her. The Executor update. Hi, Hollow Table Hero says, CG Doja Fett, we have been keeping a close eye on Executor since yesterday's release. I just can't stop laughing. I literally laughed out loud when I got an update that this was hitting us here. It does not appear to be performing at the level we intended. As such, we will continue monitoring the ship and are investigating potential changes in the future. Oh. What? I think it's been like basically 24 hours since the ship came to the game, and I think this might be the quickest turnaround in regards to buffs happening to a new unit coming to the game. I mean, we kind of talked about in depth what are the weaknesses of this fleet, but by no means is that a bad thing. Every fleet has its weaknesses and AI difficulties that makes it at least reasonable to climb up. So it really begs the question, I guess, CG, are you really going all the way to the end zone and you want this to truly be a fleet that's going to be incredibly difficult to beat? And it's going to, the thing I hate about that is it leaves the conversation open of if this is going to be very difficult to beat, is it just going to be mirror match versus mirror match? And that's no fun. You guys know me. When I play, I try to avoid mirror matches. That's literally like pulling teeth out of a Rancor. But nonetheless, we'll come back to this in a moment. But so keep your eyes peeled, I guess. Some buffs are going to probably happen around the corner. And I guess, you know what? Let's bring that Executor back over. We mentioned a few short sight issues with this fleet. We mentioned that because they force this relegate down your throat that's unnecessary for Piet in terms of him being a good character, they require for the fleet, it creates this weird predicament where he's faster than the rest of his bounty hunter fleet. So one of a few things, maybe they'll tune his speed down because that might solve a lot of problems, because then you can get the bounty hunters to start applying breach before the Executor takes turn. Because as of now, as we showed in a video earlier today, you're literally starting off with using the basic because it makes no sense to use the other two specials, and you can't use the Death Star. Who knows? Maybe CG is going to allow people to use Death Star on turn one, like that one Reddit post that we saw a while ago. So they might work it where it changes the opening play, because right now, AI or not, with the Relegate Piet 7 stars, you're kind of left with an opening move where you got to go ahead and do a basic. Or as I showed you, a weird situation happens where you got to start reducing your mods on your Piet so he's slower than the rest of your fleet. Maybe that's the problem that we're encountering, or maybe it's as simple as that. And all right, I don't think this ship needs any more buffs in terms of abilities, and I think there's a few things we can pull out of this, because in the video I said the other day, or just earlier today, I said, all right, maybe there's some stuff missing to get it to that power level. I thought maybe punishing one Dengar, a new ship, to kind of really add to the flavor of this ship a little bit, to maybe give it that more present dominance that maybe CG is looking for. Or potentially as well in regards to this topic is maybe it was Relic 9. A lot of you guys point out, hey, maybe it's Relic 9 that's going to make this ship monstrous. And, you know, maybe that's the case, but still you'll run into that problem of a speed difference between the Executor as well as the rest of the bounty hunter ships. But with it being barely 24 hours and we're already flipping the conversation to the fact that we need a buff on this ship, lends me to believe that maybe there is not another ship planned, and maybe the Relic 9 is coming, in case you did not hear about it. But maybe Relic 9 was also not what they had in mind to make this ship better. Because keep in mind, the developers have access to Relic 9. They've been beta testing it for a while, and I can almost assure you they probably did some testing with Admiral Piet, the Executor, at Relic 9 as well. So really, the only thing I can possibly think of, and I hope it's not, I mean, I don't know, maybe you guys want an extreme buff. Maybe I'm the only one that's in this old age of Galaxy Heroes where everything has counters and not everything should be unbeatable on defense. Maybe we're past those days. Maybe that's a day for Pepperidge Farm to remember. But as we're going to show here, we did a video about this. So you can literally full auto fleets. There's really no need for this fleet to be any more powerful, and it's a decent fleet on defense, not unbeatable. Maybe they just don't want to look like fools going around on these interviews and telling people early on that, hey, you know, this is going to be a really powerful fleet, the best fleet ever. It's not going to be beaten. Could be just simply that. Maybe they just want to make sure it lives up to that hype, because a lot of people agree, and I think the developers agree now, that this ship we're seeing is overhyped. Still very good, as we talked about, but definitely overhyped and not living up to those expectations that CG kind of laid for us the past week or so, or even the people who got access to this stuff early on. They maybe even told otherwise or tested things otherwise. And I even heard from some beta testers that definitely feels a little bit off from what they tested. So who knows? Maybe they accidentally flicked the switch before popping this updated, and the Executor is truly not the way it was intended in beta. We'll have to wait and see. But I think honestly, at the end of the day, I mean, yay! Sound effect included, ladies and gentlemen. The ship is still so dang good. I don't know how we're getting to a weird era of power creep where we have to have an unbeatable capital ship on defense. We got to have galactic legends that can't be touched by the other peasant characters out there. I don't know. The proof is in the pudding. It's still a very good fleet. I'm a little baffled. Stay tuned. I guess we'll get more intel on what their future is, what they expect out of this fleet, and what those changes will be. But nonetheless, if you're someone a little bit bummed about the Executor, it looks like you might be in hope that they're going to make this a little bit better for you. And I guess, you know, to be fair, yes, Gary, you know, you bring up a very valid point. It was kind of a little perverse, backwards, counterintuitive that a lower star Executor was better than a 7-star. CG is all about when you upgrade more, you should be rewarded more. And right now it feels like the more you upgrade this fleet or this Executor, the less you're going to be rewarded. Second thing on the list here, very minor update, Commander Ahsoka Tano Conquest Shard rotation. We're waiting for Conquest 7 to come around, and it's going to be happening soon with the arrival of Darth Maul. Still no kit reveal for Darth Maul just yet, but they're going to remind you that Commander Ahsoka Tano will experience some changes to her shard availability, very much so like how the Razor Crest went through a cadence of some sort. Commander Ahsoka Tano will still be available via Conquest, but they're going to be reducing the end of event rewards for Commander Ahsoka Tano, and the amount of Conquest currency needed to purchase Commander Ahsoka Tano will be reduced, and Commander Ahsoka Tano shards will appear more frequently at normal merchants, and this is actually kind of interesting, crystal purchases for Razor Crest and Commander Ahsoka Tano were added to the Wandering Scavenger, so players who are conserving Conquest currency have a way of catch-up. So now they're adding a little bit of a pay-to-play method for this. We talked about this a while ago. Conquest currency was kind of a crunch, although they are making some changes, so Conquest currency won't be crunched as much with their new currency exchange for data disk swap, and they're going to swap the energy instead of the Conquest tickets here. So we'll see. Both very important units. Razor Crest, extremely important for this Executor fleet if you want the best Executor fleet possible. Commander Ahsoka Tano, extremely important for Jedi Master Kenobi. I don't know, guys. Sometimes you just gotta sit there. You gotta look in the mirror, look at that Gungan that's looking at you, and you just can't help but laugh. I haven't laughed at a post like this. Literally 24 hours. They see all the feedback. They're looking at, I'm sure they're looking at metrics. They have, listen, trust me, it's not me saying that this isn't just an all right fleet on defense. They're looking at data. They're seeing what fleets are beating this guy. And I guess they're just not happy that literally everyone in the playground is kind of beating him around on defense. So stay tuned. It looks like we are going to get to that future closer and closer, but maybe an unbeatable Executor. Who knows? Maybe still, even after these changes, it's still going to be very beatable. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment down below and all your thoughts. And be sure to subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And as always, it's great to be in the Empire today.